Another blow, though, to President Biden, a new poll finding that only 38% of voters say they approve of the job that he's doing, with 74% disapproving of Biden's handling of inflation. Now, it was a year ago today that the president tried to claim that high prices and inflation were only temporary. Meanwhile, the White House denying it's deploying a double standard as it takes a victory lap for falling gas prices. Listen.
Aren't you having it both ways, Jared? Because when the gas prices go up, it's got nothing to do with the president. When we see some decline, you want him to get the credit.
Look, I think that there's no both-way thinking here at all. I think that there has been a consistent, I think, pressure on this White House to try to do everything it could to ameliorate inflationary pressures, and the president has reacted from the beginning, talking about how this was such an important priority to alleviate these pressures on behalf of the American people.
It was Putin's fault. When they're coming down, he gets the credit.
Yeah, I very much disagree with that framing.
All right. Today's new national gas price is $4.49. That's nearly $2 more per gallon than the day that Biden moved into the White House. Joining the conversation all morning long, Disruptive Tech Research founder and chief analyst Lou Basenese, and Defense of Freedom Institute for Policy Studies spokesperson Angela Morabito. Lou, Angela, great to see you both. Lou, I'm going to kick it off with you. Your reaction to Bernstein's comments.
It must be nice to be the president and live in an alternate universe, because everyone knows that inflation is the key concern here. To say that he's doing everything he can to bring inflation down is laughable. I mean, I feel like we're in the, if people remember going back a couple decades of Joe Isuzu commercials, trust me, but he's lying. So, look, it's coming down to, I believe, the midterms, right? In November, there's not going to be any chance for them to push the blame off, slough it off on anyone else. The results are going to be in the ballot box, and it's going to show that inflation and gas prices, as the most tangible representation of inflation for everyday Americans, is going to prove what takes these elections coming up in November.
Yeah, and Angela, even with the decrease in gas prices that we've seen, they're still $2 higher than they were when Biden came into office. So people are really understanding that this is, it's policy driven. And even the reduction that we've seen is the speculators saying there's a recession ahead. Demand is going to fall. That's why these prices are down, not because this administration has changed course in any way.
Right. We're working with a presidential administration that wants all of the credit and none of the blame. And the American people see through that. They just can't have it both ways. And I think you're right that the Biden administration might be speaking too soon when they try to take a victory lap on slightly lower gas prices, because what they may be really celebrating here is one of the first symptoms of a recession. And not only is this president not doing anything to stop inflation, he's actively fueling it when you look at what he's doing with federal student aid, which is functionally the country's largest consumer lender. He is continuing to keep student loans frozen, trying to turn the pandemic economy into the forever economy. Ultimately, this is going to come back to harm the U.S. taxpayer. His only solution to our economic woes is printing more money, and that's what's causing this problem in the first place.
Yeah, well, the taxpayer paying more in taxes, paying more for goods and services, that's like a tax too, and people are not enjoying it. Lou, Angela, stay with us. We are